got a big mouth. Came out there. I talk from my heart. I'm real. You know what I'm saying? Whatever comes. But my controversy probably. And it's not my fault. I'm trying to find my way in the world. You know, I'm trying to be somebody instead of just make money off everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so I go down paths that haven't been traveled before, and I usually mess up. But I learn, you know what I'm saying? I come back stronger. You know, I'm not talking ignorant, you know what I'm saying? So I obviously put thought into what I do. Your karma, everything that you do bad comes back to you. So anything that I'm doing that's bad, I'm going to have to suffer for it. But in my heart, I think what I'm doing is right. You know what I mean? And I think heaven is just, when you sleep with a good conscience. You don't have nightmares. And hell is...
What's going on, everyone? It is your girl, Queen and thank you for joining me on my podcast. I really appreciate it. We will be discussing many topics and things like celebrity gossip, politics, life lessons, and etc. Please think of me as that homegirl that you've been knowing for years. Remember, the motto is never judge a book by its cover before opening it up and reading it, and agree to disagree. Just stand on what you're saying, period. So sit back, relax, please like, share, comment, give feedback, because remember, this show is for the people. Love, peace, and unity. Mwah! What's going on, everyone? It is your girl, Queen, and this is Pressure with Queen. Let's jump right onto it. This is Hot Topics. Okay, the first thing we will be talking about is Kelly Price had some interesting things to say about R.Kelly. Now, remind you guys, back in the day, they gave us a lot of classic. She was a friend of mine, but this is Mr. Biggs. Like they had a couple of records that was definitely hits. I think people really even they basically, I want to say they actually knew. That's how Kelly Price, I think, was introduced mainstream. It's through R.Kelly, if I might say. Okay, let's get into what she said, though.
He didn't do it by himself.
And that's the other thing I'm going to say. So in this business, and nobody really wants to talk about it, in this business, that's not odd. That's actually the culture. It's the culture. And now that I have seen that culture. I've seen mothers bring their daughters backstage.
Well, and
that's the thing that nobody wants to talk about.
That's the dirty part of it.
Yeah.
Is that every victim had a parent who was anxious to help them
change the lifestyle, business. Get into the business, make some money. And it's unfortunate that young girls, they say that girls are so unprotected. Young women of color are extremely unprotected.
Extreme.
And in a lot of instances I've seen, and I won't even say with her, I've toured with some of everybody. I've seen the mothers come to the shows in twin outfits with their underage children and trying to get backstage.
He didn't do it by himself.
Okay, so that was Kelly Price giving her little input because, throughout the whole process, the documentaries, Surviving R.Kelly, the allegations, she never really spoke out. And then, of course, a lot of people that did hit records for him or that they feel like they was really in close contact with them, with R.Kelly, they feel like that they was shocked that a lot of these celebrities did not speak out for him or against him. So Kelly Price has spoke, and she was basically saying like, hey, in the music industry, it was very common, which I do believe. Do you guys believe that? Do you feel like that in the music industry, it's a lot of creepy and weird stuff, or in the industry period, that happens that nobody wants to discuss? And I really do feel that way. I feel like Kelly Price probably did see and hear a lot of things and witness to a lot of things that you look around, it become common. I wish I could find that other clip of her talking about how in the process of it all, I want to say in the process of it all, she was basically he didn't ever show her. You see what I'm saying? Like he never did show her any type of signs. He never did bring any girls in the room and all that type of stuff. So she said to be honest with you, she didn't see none of that. But in the music industry and on tour with different artists, she's seen a lot of this stuff that people are alleging now, even when it come down to R.Kelly. She was just like, that was normal. That was coming. So what do you guys think about it? Do you feel like the Kelly Price knew what was up, or do you feel like it was strictly business? She did say R.Kelly was like a brother to her. She was just like, she remember going over there, spending time with his wife and kids and stuff like that. She honestly was just basically saying she did not see any type of behavior, and maybe he respected her enough not to introduce her. That's why a lot of people was like, you know, like she said, and say they wanted her to pick a side, but it is hard to know somebody for so long and then you never seen a certain side of them, and then people come out with all these allegations and all this type of stuff, and it's kind of like, you mad because I just want to jump on the bandwagon. If I did not see it, or if I wasn't privy to it, I'm not going to sit up here and put my name out on the line just because you're upset. Make it make sense, boo-boo. So yeah, I really do feel like that the saying say, be mindful of what you say, especially when people are facing federal charges and serious allegations. Don't say anything, because even if you do have an opinion for it's like, oh, he would never, that can backfire. Or you'd be like, if you didn't see it for yourself, if you didn't see it for yourself, don't speak on it. You know, it's okay to have an opinion, but when it comes down to serious allegations, especially of kids being molested and sex slaves and all this type of stuff, yeah, you know, if you haven't seen it for yourself, but then it also will backfire on you too if you be like, oh, I seen this and I heard this, because then people want to know, well, why did you never speak out? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no point of you trying to speak out now, because you should have said something or stood up back then. Yeah, you probably would have never did a record or an album with him, but that's a better time. That's, you would at least save the life. So yeah, so you know, of course, Kelly Price was just saying like, hey, it's common in the music industry for a lot of men's or different people to date underage, you know, ladies and dudes. I don't even know too much about the ladies. You don't never hear about no scandals when it come down to the ladies, unless we talking about unless we talking about good old, y'all know Jada. Okay. Okay, y'all heard me doing a little click 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 here. I'm sorry if they kind of get on y'all nerves a little bit. That's because I'm doing all my, you know, stuff on my computer. So of course I'm not doing it from two. So yeah, you know, hey, I think we can all keep it pushing, keep it going. It's okay. Okay, medical examiner rules Lawrence Smithfield's death in accident. Cause of death was intoxication due to combined efforts of alcohol and drugs. Okay, and if people do not know, this is the young African American lady that ended up going on a dating site called Bumblebee. And she met this Caucasian man, and she went out on a date. Next thing you know, she was dead. And it was crazy because a lot of people were so upset because they did not like how the story was spun. She was only 23 years old. She met this man on a dating site. She went out on a date, and then all of a sudden she ended up dead. And then nobody wanted to investigate it because why? Y'all automatically assume she was a prostitute. And I hate that. Like, that is definitely, it's crazy how Black women or Black people in general is just like so it's basically so demonized. So let's get into what her mother had to say about this situation.
It just hurts so bad without my daughter here.
The family says they're angry the lead investigator did not detain for questioning the unnamed man Lauren met on Bumble, who reported her death to police at her apartment on Plymouth Street, where the body was discovered.
The world has expressed a dissatisfaction in the way this investigation has been handled.
When I asked him about the guy, he just made it seem like the guy was a nice guy. There was nothing to investigate.
The family also claims they were dealt with, quote, dismissively and told to stop calling. Police have said all along they can't comment until the medical examiner releases the cause of death.
I'm calling on the Bridgeport Police Commission, who has broad oversight powers over the Bridgeport Police, to ensure that this family receives answers.
It just
Okay, so that was a clip from her mother, the young lady who ended up passing away. And like I was in the saying, there was a clip and, a newscaster just basically speaking on the incident saying like, hey, once the man that she went on a date with, he was the one who led the police to the young lady death. And then next thing you know, when the parents and the brothers and the siblings wanted answers, they like, well, no, we're not questioning him. He's a good guy. Why is he such a good guy? Just because, no offense if I have different races, but just because he's a white man, and therefore it's no need for an investigation because he's the one who called it in. He's the one who, basically let us know that she was even dead. And then on top of that, for the results to come back, she had drugs and alcohol in her system, and this man was the last person that she was seen with. Like, come on now. Like, I don't care. Like, that should be investigated. I don't care just because. I'm just being honest with you. Just because someone goes out on a date and it doesn't matter about their race and stuff like that. It really don't even matter if she was a prostitute. Let's just keep it real. Nobody deserves to die and not get any questions and stuff answered to. She was a beautiful lady. I'm pretty sure she wasn't, she had to be somewhat of a social butterfly if she's all on dating sites trying to and willing to meet men. So yeah, what do you guys think about it? Do you feel like it's some foul play to it? Or do you feel like that, hey, it's just a coincidence and she could have been dealing with some type of other mental stuff? So the medical records could be true and she could have been a party girl. But just see how the media spins it, because even when they wanted to report it, I noticed that they showed the picture of the man and he's smiling and looking all nice and proper, and then beside him it's a picture of her in a bikini, you know what I'm saying, probably from her Instagram or something like that, and then y'all post a picture like that, and then y'all want to sit up here and tell her story. Very tacky, but hey, yeah, that's just how society is set up. So, my black kings and my black queens, please be careful, especially when it comes down to this dating stuff. Let's get into Cracker Barrel. And I ain't even trying to be funny. I can't even find the stuff. Okay, yeah, right here. Cracker Barrel ordered to pay $9.4 million to a man after he was served hand sanitizer instead of water. Now, come on now. You know what? First of all, this is the reason why, and I'm not even trying to be funny, since the pandemic and all this type of stuff here, people are so quick to be grabbing their hand sanitizer and spraying on them. I'm not even trying to be funny. Some of these people are using hand sanitizer and it's not even smelling the same. It seems like some homemade stuff. It's really watered down. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really watered down. And like, I'm just saying, certain people, certain type of people in these stores and the people that have like different type of business and stuff like that, I done went in and seen the stuff look like literally clear water, and then some people it's too thick, or the smell is off. But for Cracker Barrel to sit up here and have the audacity to serve hand sanitizer instead of water, I am really concerned. Do you guys think that that was an accident, or do you think that it probably was done on purpose? It says let's see what it says. A Tennessee man was awarded more than $9 million after he was served cleaning liquid instead of water at Cracker Barrel. Mr. William Cannon was dining at the restaurant in April 2014 for lunch when a waitress accidentally refilled his glass with a mixture of water, a chemical grade bleach, according to a lawsuit and press release by Cannon attorney. Okay, so she said, I'm sorry, it was my phone. Said the beverage was which turned out to be a chemical. So basically, let me just sum it up instead of reading out it. Basically, they found out that the man had drunk it and it was hand sanitizer instead of a glass of water. Yes, I do believe he deserved their money. And it's funny. It's funny. I'm looking at the comments and somebody telling me, I hope he was black, honestly. Because you know how they say, I ain't trying to be funny. They say Cracker Barrel got a little racist to them. You see what I'm saying? Like they be doing their own thing, but they say you gotta watch it in Cracker Barrel. They say you can hear ancestors in there. You see what I'm saying? Like talking and speaking and doing this and saying that. So they was like, be careful. They was like, I never went to Cracker Barrel, but they claim word on the street is that they got some decent food, but it definitely feels like if you walk in there and you're another race and you're not white, then it can get real tense in there. You know, you be feeling like Martin and Eddie Murphy off of Life. You know, where's the color pies at? These are white only pies. So yeah, so they say be careful going into certain establishments because you just never know their intentions. I really do not think. What do you guys think? Do you think there was an accident? Do you feel like it was a coincidence, or do you feel like it could have been done purposely? Really, to be honest with you, I really hope it wasn't done purposely, but I just really don't understand how big was the container of hand sanitizer and where was it at for you to pick that up and then accidentally pour that in his cup for water. Make it make sense. But hey, okay, so the next subject is Ari Lennox, and she's a black, beautiful young lady, and let's get into some clips because she's basically saying she's never doing. She said, honestly, it's all my karma. I'm just like, why was I alone on a call full of people? Why didn't anyone intervene? And why wasn't parts of the interview destroyed like the team promised? Why did it happen to begin with? I just feel slow and ambushed and blindsided. So she was basically talking about giving up music. You know, if I don't know if a lot of people, I think she did a song about cocoa, saying cocoa butter. She's all about, you know, blackness and black power and beautiful melanie skin. She got a song called Pressure. You know, I love that song too. But she was doing an interview on FaceTime or whatever, on Zoom or whatever, and the interview kind of got out of hand in her point of view. Let's listen to it.
And where we at right now? Is someone right now?
Oh my God! Whoa there. I'm not having. Whoa, that's a wild question. Why that way? Why ask it that way? Whoa.
Because that's what you say in the song. You know what I mean? I love that part.
When did I say that? I said it in the song.
Yeah. Don't you remember the song?
I do, but I don't. I didn't. Oh, I guess I did say that. I did say that. Let me. Okay, you caught me off guard there, but I did say that. But no, I'm.
And where we at right now? Is someone right now?
Oh my God! Whoa there.
Okay, so she basically, I think the man had came out and he bluntly asked her about her sex life. And she made it clear that she didn't appreciate the way the question was asked. She also stated that she is done doing interviews. They're only going to get music from her, period, point blank. So basically, let me see in the comments. So what did he ask? Oh, he asked, I'm so sorry, I paused, but he asked, who's fucking you good right now? Come on now, people. What in the world? So he basically, that's what he said. He said, who is fucking you good? And this is a person who did an interview, the interview with her. That's the reason why she was just like, oh, wow, you know, because he just jumped right in with saying something like that. So she said, but F it, I don't want anyone feeling sorry for me. I am tired of the narrative. It's exhausted. I'm good, I promise. But as far as interviews, I'm done doing them anymore. There's enough lives and interviews out there already. Just because I happily and freely sing / write about sex, don't make it any kind of creepy. It doesn't make I'm sorry. She said, just because I'm happily and freely sing / write about sex, don't make any kind of creepy disrespect warrant. I clearly was shocked and I hated that I didn't react differently. honestly, it's all my karma. I've been my most happiest creating music and exploring life sober. I'm not allowing anything to tamper with my peace anymore. So do you guys feel like he was out of line? And I'm just going to be honest with you. I do feel like he was out of line, especially when you're doing an interview. I don't care if you got the most nastiest, raunchiest person on your platform. It's fine, especially if they don't mind about talking about certain conversation. But I do feel like it's something should be clear before the interview. Say, for example, if I'm going to have a certain type of person and a lot of their lyrics are very raunchy and stuff like that, I think if anything, I'll still probably run some questions through them just to make sure, okay, where's your comfortable level at? Now, see, back in the day, people really did not care. First of all, half of this stuff was censored. They wasn't saying nothing. But for him to be up here talking about, oh yeah, that's my favorite part of the song, somebody effing you good. And this is what societies need to understand. Please separate people, music or their social media life, separate that from their real life, because not even trying to be funny, I don't care if a woman wears a certain type of item or certain type of things. That doesn't make it okay for you just to out the blue come at them on some sexual level type stuff. It's a turn off. Like, especially if you don't even know if they feeling you like that. Like, it is. It's like, what are you talking about? And I mean, he was in the wrong because it was ignorant coming. And it's just like, oh, it's somebody effing you right. You just gonna jump into an interview. Here you got a wonderful, precious, beautiful Black woman that is a star in her own right. She has a lot of music, a lot of songs. She has a lot of uplifting songs also. So for you to feel like, oh, let me go ahead and ask you that, time, oh yeah, because that's my favorite part. You do like a creep. And you was out of line. And then for her to sit up here and say that, hey, I asked them, was they gonna take the interview down, or they was gonna edit. They told me, hey, we're gonna edit it. We want to, make sure you feel comfortable. Just for them to get on there and still play the full interview, even though even in the interview she's shocked and she's feeling uncomfortable. But this is what happens when people are so quick to do anything for like. People wanted this moment. Like, he wanted this moment. The people behind the scenes probably like, yeah, I know she felt like this or whatever, but don't worry about it. We're going to spin it. We're going to put it out there because any publicity is good. People still going to watch, even if she feels uncomfortable. And it's just sickening. So what do you guys think? Do you feel like that, he was not in the wrong for basically saying those things? Because once you go on the interview, then, it's for a game. If you're talking about sexual things or you're dressing provocative, or do you feel like that he was totally in the wrong and he was out of line and he should be punished, or he should come out with an apology to her to let her know that, he do apologize and that was disrespectful for him to put out there. So you guys, that wrap up. That wraps up Hot Topics. I hope you guys enjoy. Please like, look, I'm sorry. And you know why? I make mistakes. This is my podcast. I do make mistakes. I'm not perfect. So yes, please like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think about the show? Please answer any type of polls, questions, or any type of things that I have. I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Mwah.